Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day today. Weather sucks here today, so that's good. I'll have a nice busy class anyways, so that makes me happy. So hope you guys are doing good today. Had a productive day. I did sort of. It's been kind of a different kind of Friday, a little bit laid back, but still got quite a bit done, so that's always good. Good to be productive. So I don't normally like to put a lot of focus on weight loss when it comes to fitness. It was a big thing when I was younger, and it was something that was kind of obsessive and a little bit unhealthy. So I don't like to have people focus so much on weight loss. I mean, I realize that, there are people that do need to lose some weight, and doing it through fitness and nutrition, that's the best way to do it. Yeah, I try to kind of steer people more towards, the other benefits of getting into health and fitness. And that's, feeling better, looking better is part of it, but it's not all of it. Weight loss will be something that will happen if you have excess weight to lose. A lot of people come to me telling me they need to lose weight. They do not need to lose weight, and you can tell them that until you're blue in the face, and they won't believe you anyways. So I do like to take people's focus off of that and put it more on to the other benefits. Hey, Amy, how's it going? So because a lot of people who do come to me and go to gyms and seek out personal trainers and nutrition information, because they are quite often motivated by trying to lose some weight, I thought I would just talk about some smart ways to do that. Because there's a lot of gimmicky things out there, a lot of things that say that they're going to work really, really fast. That's a red flag right there. Anything that works super fast with fat loss or weight loss is either very, very unhealthy, or it's very, very temporary. It's not going to last. Hi, Angel. How's it going? So I'm just going to tell you what you need to do. And it's nothing fancy. It's not fast. It's going to take time. And that's just the way it is. So the first one is to control blood sugar. And the way you do that is you eat regularly, and you eat meals that have fat, carbs, and protein. So you want to have all the macronutrients in your meals and your snacks. So typically about every 2 to 4 hours you should be eating something. So you don't want to go long hours without eating anything, because that's when you get into problems with controlling your blood sugar. And if you're doing that all the time, it's going to become a bigger issue and a little bit harder to control. So it doesn't have to be an extravagant meal. I use shakes a lot just because I get really busy sometimes. I don't have time to eat, a regular meal. I don't recommend relying on shakes. Use them as a supplement. Eat real food when you can. You want to have whole foods. Your body needs that. But shakes are a really great way to fit in a meal when you need to and you're on the go and you just don't have time to sit down. Hey, Nolan. Next one is watch your calories. And probably know if you eat too many calories, then yeah, you put on weight. But did you also know that eating too few calories is also a big, big problem? If you're not getting enough calories, it's going to affect your metabolism. It's going to affect your hormones. It's going to throw everything off whack, and you're going to have a really hard struggle if you're trying to lose weight if you've been under eating for a long time, because it really does mess up your metabolism. And you can fix that, but it takes a lot of time. So why go there in the first place? So a sedentary woman should eat no less than 1,200 calories a day. So if you are working out and you're only eating 1,200 calories a day, you need to up that a little bit because your body needs that energy. So active women, 1,800 to 2,000 calories a day. Active men, 2,000 to 2,500 calories per day. So it might sound like a lot, but it's not. You're using up a lot of calories. You use up a lot doing nothing. So if you're adding physical activity, you're going to use up even more. And if you are always taking in too few calories, the reason why it messes up your metabolism is because your body sees that as a threat to life, so it starts to conserve as much as it possibly can so that you can survive. Because back in the day, we used to have feast and famine. There was actual famine where people didn't eat anything, so the metabolism would slow down as a way to survive until they made it to the time when there was food available. But now there's food available all the time everywhere, so we don't go through feast and famine, so we need to be eating regularly and getting the right amount of calories in for your body and for your activity level. And not just calories, so ratios of your macronutrients. That means proteins, carbs, and fats. So, I mean, you could have one person who's eating 1,800 calories a day of just carbs, and then you compare that to someone who's eating 1,800 calories a day of a healthy mixed ratio of carbs, fats, and proteins. You're going to have two completely different bodies, two completely different energy levels. So you need to have something from all of the food groups. So I know there's a lot of low carb and so-called no carb. Typically, though, these people that are on the really low carb diets are still eating vegetables, and that's a carbohydrate right there. So you shouldn't be cutting out any one macronutrient. So you need your carbs for energy, right? I think most of you probably know that you need your carbs for energy. We hear about it a lot. Protein for muscle growth, and then healthy fats to keep hormones balanced. So if your hormones go out of balance, it really causes a lot of problems, and it's hard to get them back in balance once they're out of balance. So again, don't go there. So, eat healthy. It's usually recommended that people get 40 to 50% carbs, 30 to 40% protein, 20 to 30% healthy fats. And I mean, you need to kind of play around with these numbers, because what works for one person isn't necessarily going to work for you. And I know people who follow a ketogenic diet, it's a lot lower in carbs. It's moderate fat moderate protein and quite high in fat. So if that's something that you're following right now and it's working for your body, go for it. That's great. That's awesome. I've tried different things myself, and I do find that I seem to operate better on sort of medium protein, high fat, and low carb. That just seems to work well for my body. And I tried out a whole bunch of different things. I didn't just say, okay, this is what I'm doing, and here's the results. I tried out things, and I saw what they did. I kind of took note of how I was feeling on certain diets. Like I went on a vegetarian diet once, and that didn't work at all. I had no energy, I was putting on weight, and I just felt like crap. So I just played around with a lot of different things until I found something that worked for me. Hey Jody, how's it going? Oh hey Diane, how are you? So be ready to play around with stuff. If you feel like what you're eating now isn't quite working for you, then play around with it and play around with those different ratios. And if you're not sure how to do that, talk to somebody who knows, and I'm somebody who knows, so you could always message me or find somebody in your community that you can go and see and talk to. There's a lot of good information out there. You could also Google stuff. You can always find information on the internet. I just find that talking to somebody who has their credentials and they've studied nutrition is the better person to talk to than some random article you find on Google. Just because you read it on the internet doesn't mean it's true. So best to talk to somebody. So weight training, got to get that weight training in. So when you build more muscle, that actually increases your metabolism because muscle is metabolically active. So by putting muscle on, you are actually burning more calories at rest than somebody who has less muscle, which is why when guys start like a diet or a fitness program, they usually drop weight really fast. And if you've ever done a fitness program with your partner and you're the woman, you will know the frustration of seeing that. But it's just because they carry more muscle, so they burn it off a little bit quicker. So don't ignore your weight training, and as ladies, don't be afraid of lifting heavy weights. It's good for us. Jody, you had posted an awesome video that I watched, and I shared it on my wall too. That was so great. I love that. But women do tend to shy away from strength training because they don't want to look like men. But as this woman in the video said, you're a woman, you're not going to look like a man, you're going to build muscle, but it's going to be feminine. So all of the benefits that come from building muscle far outweigh, your fears of becoming bulky. And the only way you become bulky with weight training is if you are eating a diet that was supporting fat gain. So if you're eating too many calories or you're putting on weight at the same time as you're putting on muscle, that could look bulky. Or if you are training to be a bodybuilder, then that's your goal. So you're going to talk to somebody who can put you on the correct program and correct diet to do that. And that is not an easy thing to do. Like the women bodybuilders that you see, don't be afraid of looking like them. That's not going to just accidentally happen to you one day. That is very, very focused training, very focused nutrition, and it does not come easy. So don't worry about bulking up by going to the gym and doing some strength training. I love strength training. I do this program called Body Beast that I just adore. It's a 3-month program. Yeah, a lot of fun. So yeah, get that weight training in. And then cardio. So cardio should be approached as a tool to lose fat. It shouldn't be used as a never-ending event in hopes that body fat will magically burn off. And actually, excessive cardio can work against you. So your body adapts really quickly. That's what our bodies do. They adapt quickly to stresses. So if you're doing steady state cardio and you're doing it, say, half an hour a day and you're getting some results, and all of a sudden you're not getting results, so you up the cardio to 45 minutes, start to get results again, and then they stop, so you up it to an hour, and you know where this goes. Like, you're not going to spend hours and hours and hours doing cardio. That would be very bad, not to mention really boring. So you do need some cardio, but you need to have the strength training as well. And with your cardio, you want to try to do some higher intensity training as well. So adding short bursts of high intensity. So if you're out for a jog, adding 30 seconds of a fast run or running up and down a hill for a few laps. So that's going to be your high intensity burst right there. And then you go back to steady state and you kind of recover, and then you do another high intensity burst. Or if you're in the area, you can come to one of my spin classes, because that's what spin is all about. You take yourself up, and then you recover, and then you go back up again, and then you recover. So that's important with cardio. Steady state cardio, unless you're training for a marathon, it's not super beneficial. And then water intake. So you got to drink your water. So 8 to 12 glasses per day. Check the color of your urine to see if you're well hydrated. It should be a straw color. If it's clear, you probably just drank a little more than you needed. No big deal, but you do want to make sure that you are staying hydrated. And one of the reasons why is because you need for your liver to be able to function properly, because your liver is what actually metabolizes fat. But the thing with the liver is it will jump in and help the kidneys if the kidneys happen to not be getting enough water to operate properly. So if you're dehydrated, your kidneys are struggling because they don't have enough water to do what they need to do. So the liver has to stop doing what it specializes in and help out the kidneys, which means that you're not going to be metabolizing fat as efficiently as you could be. So hydration is really important. And then the last one, discipline. So, let's face it, it's you got to put in the time and the effort. You have to, find out what foods you need to eat, and you have to eat those foods, and you can't just, start and stop all the time. You need to do this steadily. So you need to find something that's going to work for you. Like I said, talk to somebody who knows about nutrition so they can help you figure out what you should be eating, and make sure that whatever nutritional program you decide for yourself, make sure it's something that you can do long term. So if you absolutely love bread and you say, okay, I'm never going to eat bread again, that's going to backfire on you. So you have to figure out where you can fit bread into your nutrition plan. And, you're not going to be having it every day, but you should have it somewhere so that you're not feeling like you're restricting yourself too much, because that doesn't work. With fitness and health, and if you're trying to lose weight, it's got to be sustainable stuff. It's not like you're going to get to a destination and then you're done and you go back to what you were doing, because if you go back to what you were doing, then you go back to what you were. So you need to figure out something that is going to get you the goals that you want to get to, but you can keep doing it for a lifetime. Otherwise, you're just going to go back and forth. And I used to go back and forth all the time, and it's so frustrating when you finally find something, when you finally allow yourself to, not be as strict, and allow yourself to still enjoy things that may not be so good for you, but you allow yourself to have that. Things just get so much easier. And before you know it, it's just a lifestyle for you, and you enjoy it, and you reap the benefits. So, and if that is, needing to lose excess fat, that's just going to happen. That will happen if you're doing your health and fitness right, or your fitness and nutrition right. But again, don't make that your sole reason why you're working out and eating properly. It'll get really frustrating, because what happens when you lose that weight? So, what's your goal now? So you need to have other goals as well. And, really focus on how much better you feel and how much clearer your head is and the energy that you have. Really take note of that and celebrate that, because you worked hard for that, and it's a really good place to be. So I got to run. I got a class starting in 15 minutes. And I still have a little bit of cleaning up to do. So if you have questions or anything, please always feel free to message me. I'm so happy to answer any questions, and I'll see you again real soon.